Welcome back. Mortgage rates have reached the highest level in 2 decades, and that means homeowners locked into low interest rates are holding on to their properties for longer. And many potential home buyers have now been priced out of the market unless they have cash. To get around the high rates, the number of Americans buying homes entirely with cash has reached the highest level in 10 years. Sales with all cash accounted for over 34% of all sales in September. That is up from 29.5% a year ago. Joining us now is Ted Jenkin to unpack this. This is mind-blowing to me, Ted. So thank you for joining us. He is our expert on finance and CEO of Oxygen Financial. Off the top, who's buying houses fully in cash? Like, who is it?
Well, simply put, a lot of people don't realize this, but there was so much money that was printed, and there's still so much money sitting on the sidelines. There's something called the M2 money supply, which tracks the amount of money in things like cash, checking accounts, savings, CDs, and money market accounts. That number, Lauren, is almost $21 trillion. So while a lot of people are out there living paycheck to paycheck, there are a lot of people that have stored up a lot of cash. That's why we're at a 10-year high number now, 34.1% when it comes to people buying homes for cash, because they're the ones at a 7.5% mortgage rates that can actually afford to buy most of the homes.
Wow. I mean, do we know if these are first-time home buyers? Are they not, have been buying real estate in the past?
No, it's unlikely that most of these people are first-time home buyers. Look, your Gen Z and your millennials right now, they're extremely challenged. They were used to just a few years ago seeing interest rates at 3%. Now it's 7.5%. It's going to add $1,000 to $2,000 a month in the type of homes that people are looking for, especially when the median price is almost $400,000. But there are a lot of people, I call it dry gunpowder, Lauren. They had this money sitting in their bank account, and they're waiting to seize these opportunities. And with inventory so low, cash is king, queen, rook, pawn. It's basically everything on the chessboard right now.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's interesting because you say that, and I want to almost juxtapose this because the National Association of Realtors had just reported that existing home sales tanked in October, down more than 14.5% compared to a year ago. So that's a pretty significant difference. If the folks that are basically, they have this cash on hand to buy another property, but also we know there's low supply, are they like hanging on to their current house and then buying something else? Or are they selling? Like, I'm trying to square how this is the situation that we're in.
Yeah, I mean, this is the logjam that's happening right now because you have a lot of people who did build up quite a bit of equity in their homes, but they've locked into mortgage rates that could be at sub 3%. So they would normally sell that existing home and move up to a home that's maybe $700,000 or $800,000. But the problem is, Lauren, they just can't make the math work. If they sell that house and they go to a 7.5% mortgage in a much bigger home, the math doesn't work for them financially for those monthly payments. And that's why you're seeing a logjam right now of existing homes that are just not selling.
Wow. When might we see an improvement to this?
To me, this is all about the law of supply and demand. When you see that inventory number hit about 5 months, maybe 6 months, I think you'll start to see homes move quicker. But with inventory being at 3.6 months right now, people need to remember in the Great Recession, Lauren, the inventory that was out there was almost 14 months of inventory. That's why prices were so low. We're at 3.6 months right now. So I don't see it any time over the next couple of months.
Okay, so that's the figure to really keep an eye on here. How can the average person save 20% for a down payment, especially as you've mentioned it, the high mortgage rates? Is 20% down even enough to offset those rates?
I mean, at a $400,000 initial price point or median price point, that means someone has to put down $80,000. So the easiest way is to start saving money out of your paycheck, maybe to something safe like an FDIC insured savings account, and try to do that as quickly as you can. There are a bunch of new programs out there like Roots at investwithroots.com where renters can actually earn equity. So you're seeing a few more models right now where if renters pay and pay on time and they don't damage their properties, they can build up some additional cash for a future down payment. But at 80 grand, it's quite a bit of money for that next generation.
Yeah. And quickly here, because you and we had chatted about this briefly, just in passing, about the news that has come out of actually several real estate kind of management systems. You talk about I believe Redfin was included in this and a couple of others, and just broker fees, and there's a whole lawsuit about this. Do you anticipate, my question being, changes to the industry that might make it easier for consumers to buy a house?
Yeah, I mean, outside of Japan, we have the highest commission structure for selling a piece of real estate in the industrialized world. So when people pay that 6% commission, typically 3 to the seller's agent and 3 to the buyer's agent, it's really the highest in the world if you think about it. So I wouldn't be surprised to make homes more affordable if that commission over the next several years goes to a flat fee, or it may go down to 3 or 4% in totality so people can actually afford a home. But commissions definitely play a game here in America.
All right, Ted Jenkin, financial expert and CEO of Oxygen Financial. Thanks for chatting with us. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, Lauren.